a chronic genetic disorder that affects thousands of people on a daily basis. Based on the Australian Hemophilia Foundation, researchers estimate that roughly 836,000 people receive a hemophilia diagnosis each year, though most commonly they are received by men, since they are known to have more severe cases. Researchers estimate that 1 in every 6 to 10,000 men receive a diagnosis, from which 1 in 6,000 receive hemophilia A and 1 in 26,000 have hemophilia B. Precise research on women is still being done, since even more to occur in women than it is in men, and therefore is often overlooked or unrecognized since they're known to be milder cases. But what even is hemophilia and where does it come from? Hemophilia was first discovered by the American physician Dr. John Conrad Otto, who originally named affected people bleeders. Then later, the scientist Johann Lucas Schönlein used hemophilia as its scientific name the first time in his dissertation at the University of Zurich, which introduced it as its proper name. Now we know where hemophilia comes from. But what even is it? Let's continue. Hemophilia is when the body does not produce certain protein that is responsible for creating blood clots and to stop bleedings. This highly puts a person's health at risk, since it can cause internal bleedings or rebleedings of old injuries. There's two types of hemophilia. There's hemophilia A and there's hemophilia B. Hemophilia A is when a person has a deficiency in protein factor 7, which is responsible to stabilize blood clots. A person has hemophilia B if there's a deficiency in protein factor 9, which is responsible for creating said blood clots. Okay, now that we know what hemophilia is, remember how I said men are more likely to get it than women? There actually is a genetic reasoning behind that. Let's go over that. Hemophilia is an X-linked recessive genetic disorder and lies on the long arm of the X chromosome. So depending on the genetic makeup of the parents, the children will have a higher or a lower chance of being affected. For example, if the father carries an affected X chromosome, he will also be affected and therefore makes 100% of his daughters carriers. But none of his sons will have it. If the mother is affected, therefore has 2 affected X chromosomes, then all of her sons will also be affected, but her daughters will only be carriers. Lastly, for the daughters to also have hemophilia, the father has to be affected and the mother must be either affected or a carrier, because hemophilia is a recessive gene and therefore needs 2 of them to be expressed. Now you know everything you need to know about hemophilia, what it is, where it comes from, and what its genetic reasoning is. Sadly, there is no long-term final cure for hemophilia, but there is protein factor replacement therapy, which can often help a lot of people already. Thank you.